Last December, the American Supreme Court Judge Ruth Bader Ginsburg was taken to hospital after a serious fall. She's mid-80s, geriatric. Something's gone wrong with her brain. She kept losing her balance, falling over. She broke some ribs and they had to operate on her. And during the operation, they discovered that she had lung cancer in both lungs. And this necessitated further operations, serious operations, for such an old woman, and removal of her lung, a third of her lung, left lung. Following the operation, she caught pneumonia, and she was in real danger of dying. And then we had an official announcement that she died. It was reported by Fox News, and that was the end of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But then the announcement was overridden. Apparently she was still alive. But nobody's seen her since that announcement has been made. There has been claims that she's been seen, and there's been bogus photographs which have shown to be before 2019, which have been produced to claim that she is alive, and she even appeared apparently at a play in Washington, but nobody took a photograph of her because you weren't allowed to photograph in the theatre, we were told. Although later on they found there was lots of people taking photographs in the theatre. The reality was she wasn't at that play in Washington. The reality is she hasn't been seen in airports. She hasn't been seen at bar mitzvahs. Nobody has seen her. There is no visual account of Ruth Bader Ginsburg being alive. There's no audio account. Now, constantly we're being told she's passing judgments in Supreme Court cases, and she's making copious notes and making vigorous arguments on the judgment she's making, but they're only sent in by her team. Her clerks send in her views and send in her vote. She's not actually attending Supreme Court hearings, just as she never attended Donald Trump's State of the Union address. She's not been seen since she was announced dead in December. Now we're being told that she will take part in events in August. She's going to take part in conferences, and we're going to see her, and eventually she'll make public appearances. But they've said this in the past, that she was going to do this in June. And then when we get close to the actual event, we're told that she's too busy to attend. I just have to make the assumption that Ruth Bader Ginsburg is dead. She's gone. And someone is playing a very bizarre game, pretending she's still alive. And there's no verification that she's alive. People are just taking this on the nod, even the authorities. If Ruth Bader Ginsburg is really out there, please make it obvious to everybody. Show us some audio or visual evidence. But it's not going to become, because she is dead. And this is a whole game by the Democrats, the lying criminal Democrats, to prevent Donald Trump from nominating a further Supreme Court judge, a conservative Supreme Court judge, which they are absolutely terrified of. So this is an incredible conspiracy that's taken place at the highest level of the American legal system. And it needs to be called for what it is. I mean, people are scared now to call it out because there's such a momentum to suggest that she's alive. The liberal media totally buy into the fiction that she's alive. She keeps producing all these judgments, which of course are produced by her team, they're not produced by her. She's making votes on the Supreme Court without attending, as I've just explained. It's absolutely bizarre. And it needs to be called, it needs to be halted. I mean, one way or another, this has to be resolved. But it strikes me, all the evidence points one way, that Ruth Bader Ginsburg is dead. And just as the whole liberal establishment, are engaged in the manipulation of the American population, this is the most bizarre example of how they operate, and it has to be called out. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is dead. Just remind everybody, subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to press the bell so you get notification of our future videos. We're pouring out as many videos as we can at the moment. We want to raise the voice of nationalism in Britain and across Europe. We've got projects in mind, and we're going to need some help to bring these projects to fruition. If you'd like to make a contribution to this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description below. All donations are gladly received and will help towards this project. Thank you.